Hello, welcome on back to another Tonto video. In this one, we're going to be looking at the TMNT, the Archie Adventures, issue number 17. And this issue was a better one, but I don't think this issue had any real, amazing qualities to this one. And I don't think it had, any bad qualities. It didn't really, memeable or funny. It was just kind of there. It kind of happened, and it was what I expected, and felt like it was, really 87 show kind of thing, but it wasn't bad. It's just felt like it was just there, but didn't really stand out or anything. So yeah, okay, so let's go on with this one. Okay, so for the first bit, and this bit was I don't want to complain all too much because there are bits which I do like, but also at the same time I dislike it as well, just because we could see two of them into a swarm bug creatures. They're going into Earth and they're going, oh yes, this Earth is really good because they destroy the Earth and all that. They're taking down the trees, they're destroying the ozone layer, they're creating global warming, all that kind of stuff. And they do bring this up a little bit later as well, with the whole turtle thing about them killing off turtles. And I don't necessarily think that it's bad to put in this, because it's teaching kids about this, the stuff, so they can, prepare them, the future, the world, and that kind of stuff, and help make it a better place and all that. But at the same time, we're reading these comics to escape away from these issues, so yeah, it's kind of one of those things where it's good because it's teaching us how not to do these things, but at the same time, I'm reading it to escape all this stuff, so yeah. But after that, we do get to see the turtles. They're with Ray and April, and they're riding whales for some reason. And for some reason, they can just do that now, and they don't really explain it whatsoever. And they get over to New York in a way, or near New York. It's next to a ship and all that. And then we get to see that the shipmen, and they're out casting out for shrimps and all that. So Man Ray goes on about a big rant, saying that oh yeah, these nets, they should have these turtle excluder things that basically exclude the turtles from getting captured. And then it goes on about this big rant about saying, oh yeah, these turtles, in 1960, so it's 4,000 of them, but because these hunters came over and killed all of them, when it got 500 or something like that. And it's not a bad thing, because I do think it's quite cool to know about the history and history about Earth and all that kind of stuff and all kind of stuff. But it's so depressing and just so why would you put this stuff in a comic, especially for a kids one? I don't think this has really turned anyone over to that kind of side. It's supposed to be for kids, but not trying to sell. Oh yeah, you're bad because. But yeah, okay. Either way, after that, April and Ray, they go over to the ship. Meanwhile, we've got the turtles. They're just climb aboard the ship and just start meditating to communicate with Master Splinter. And there isn't really too much to this bit, just because Master Splinter's like, ah yes, well done, thank you for contacting me. And that's pretty much it for the conversation. There isn't really too much to it, which is quite disappointing, because the turtles haven't seen Master Splinter in ages, and that's the first thing they're going about. It's oh, well done, you contacted me, well done. And yeah, it's just so weird. It's you could have said anything else, but all you gotta say is, well done for contacting me. So yeah, but after that, we do get to see on this ship that Man Ray and April gone to. It turns out there's no turtle excluders, so Ray goes up to try and stop them and beat them up, but instead he gets beaten up himself. So April swims all the way back to tell turtles, and that's when they go over. And then this is where things really felt like it was really in the vein of the S7 show, because the turtles dressed up as pirates. They were on a giant turtle for some reason. They had a big ship battle fighting the pirates and all that kind of. I don't think they're pirates, but it felt like pirates and all that kind of stuff. And it worked really well. It was fun. It was amazing, and it really gave off the whole vibe of the S7 show, which I know that I criticised the show before for it being the 87 show and all that kind of stuff, and I dislike some aspects of the 87 show, but seeing it here with this fun aspect, I really want to go back and watch the show now, because it definitely has a fun charm which I really want to see again, and just this definitely had like a really fun feel, but I say at the same time, like this stuff, even though it was really fun to like see, watch, and read, it still didn't really like stand out or anything. It was still just kind of happening, but it was still fun to read, but not like nothing spectacular or anything like that. So that was kind of disappointing there. And yeah, that's pretty much where it pretty much really ends, really, for the actual story itself. But at the end, we do see an epilogue bit where the captain of the pilot ship, he comes over to Mr. Knowles like, oh man, I can't believe I lost all the shipment and all that. You know, it's a turtle, it's their fault. Ah, those lucky buggers. So Mr. Knowles like, okay, yeah, you're in trouble. But at the moment, we got aliens. And that's where we lead the issue off. So I'd say that overall for this issue, it was a pretty decent issue. It was nothing really anything special, spectacular, or anything like that. It was decent enough, and like I was saying before, I felt like, you know, like the whole aspect of the turtles fighting the like people on the boats, the pirates, there was like a really fun aspect to the comic which I was really missing from these for like the past few issues. So it's really great to see them bring that back to it, and just had this like really fun feel to all of it. And even seeing like giant turtles, the giant whales, there's a lot of fun aspects to this issue, but I just feel like at the same time, just like what we've been saying, is that like none of it really like stands out or is, like anything too spectacular or anything like that. Because I think like, when you look at like this series and also the 87 series, they do so many weird and wonderful wacky stuff with aliens, robots, you name it, it's there. So to see something like this where it would be cool and amazing to see otherwise, it doesn't really feel special or anything like that. It's just there. It doesn't really stand out whatsoever, and I think that's like the most annoying part about it. And then also I have to say that with how like Man Ray and also the Malignant Bugs were at the beginning of the issue, where they were still like preaching about the global warming stuff and the turtle being hunted and all that kind of stuff, which is stuff which I would generally would agree with, because I think you know, it's bad and all that kind of stuff with global warming and all the hunting for turtles. But I feel like at the same time what I said earlier, it's stuff which is a great message, but at the same time reading the comics to escape away from these problems. But at the same time, I don't think they were really thinking about that like 30 years ago when they were making the comics. So I can forgive them a little bit, but at the same time, I feel like at the same time, even back then, I don't think people really knew or cared about like some of those problems. So I don't know why all that stuff was like relevant then. I know that would be more relevant now, but I feel like if it was put now, it would definitely get a lot more hate. So either way, they lost. So, but it's still a good message. Like that's the annoying part about it. But yeah, so I have to say that overall it was a decent issue. There's a lot of aspects which they could have expanded upon and improved, but nothing was special about it. So yeah. So let me know in the comment section below what do you think about this issue. Do you like it? Do you not? And yeah, that's it for today, guys. If you're awesome, please share, subscribe, and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.